Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. No matter what kind of day you're having, you shouldn't take it out on others. Today on rLounge, some people will try to walk all over you. Be sure to stand tall. Up first, a woman gets a room with the wrong kind of view and maybe some cellmates. That's what reservations are for. A few years ago, I worked a job that required me to travel a lot. From Monday night through Thursday night, I pretty much lived in a hotel room. I did this job for 10 years. Because my destinations were nearly always in the same cities, with my meetings at nearly the same location, I stayed in the same hotels. The company I worked for paid for the hotels and expenses. They also had no issue with me joining rewards programs for the various hotel chains I frequented. After a time, several of the hotels knew me by name. One hotel in particular had a room that I referred to as Mr. Theologian's room. With another chain, I had more than made diamond status on the rewards program and had over 750,000 points. So when I would call and reserve a room, they would automatically upgrade me to a presidential suite if they had it available, or a master suite if the presidential was not available. So one Monday afternoon, I arrived at my hotel destination with my reservation information handy in case I got a new person at the desk. As I entered the lobby with my luggage, a couple was at the desk and there seemed to be an issue. The desk person, which was the manager, was trying to explain to this couple that the hotel was filled. The man was saying he had called to check on rooms earlier that day for the event going on in the city and had been told there were rooms available. There was an event in that city that week and all the hotels were full. I knew about the event in advance and made a reservation 2 months in advance. Knowing I was going to be there at the same time as the event, I planned ahead. The woman in this couple had become unhinged before I had arrived. The woman was shouting obscenities and making claims of racism. The man kept asking to speak with the manager, which he was. The guy was frustrated and upset, but he was also trying to keep his cool and calm his nearly rabid female companion down. It was really embarrassing to stand there and watch this go on. After about 15 minutes or so, they reluctantly gave up and decided to leave. As they stormed past me, the man tells me, "Give up, man. Ain't no rooms here." I go up to the desk, and the front desk manager greets me and says that my room is ready. Well, the couple that were leaving hear this, and I only thought that woman had been loud the first time. The woman came flying back to the front desk, demanding to know why I had been given a room and they had been turned away. And now I was the target of some of her ire. I tried explaining that I had a reservation, but that didn't seem to matter. I, along with the front desk manager, were being called all manner of obscenities and being accused of all kinds of crimes. The woman, without warning, suddenly turns to me and tries to kick me, though she only managed to kick my suitcase. Her male companion came over and is trying to get her to calm down, and he is now apologizing for her. But she just keeps on and on. This goes on for 5, maybe 10 minutes before the police arrived. The manager had sounded an alarm because she felt endangered. Having a big citywide event, the police were traveling in pairs, so there are 2 of them. The police managed to get the woman somewhat calmed down and start taking statements. The woman keeps demanding that I be arrested for stealing their hotel room. My statement was easy. I'm here on business. Here is my copy of my reservation, made 2 months earlier. And no, I don't want to press charges for attempted assault. After the police take everyone's statements, they tell the couple they have to leave or they will be arrested. The man seemed a little pissed off, but agreed. His female companion exploded. I'm not going to go into detail on what all she had to say here. Her male companion was now telling her to shut the F up and just go. But no. She wants her hotel room that she was entitled to, her actual words. It didn't end well for her. She slapped a cop. What happened next happened so fast it was incredible. The cop she slapped spun her around, put her in cuffs, and hauled her out to the car. It took all of maybe 45 minutes. At the same time, the other cop turned on her companion. This guy immediately threw up his hands in the air and said, "I'm not with her." The guy then kept apologizing for her behavior as he left. The cops finished up and left. I could see the woman in the back of the car crying and saying something to the cops as she left. The rest of the week went by pretty much uneventful. Let's see how the community responds. First up, in the end she got the room she was entitled to in a hotel where room service uniform is blue. Next person says, "I'm not with her. Ha. I hope he really ended this relationship with her after that. She sounds like a lot." One more person comments, "She was that close to getting out of that mess without any charges, but no, she had to go and slap the cop." Yikes. The comments are right. She definitely ended up getting the room she deserved. There's no reason for that kind of behavior, and it's a little delusional to think that you can get what you want by bullying and berating people, and then to go and kick you as if you're the reason why she isn't getting a room? Sounds like this woman can't take responsibility for anything. I can't imagine how embarrassed her partner must have been. Hopefully she learns to regulate those emotions of hers a bit better in that special little room of hers. I wonder if it comes with a continental breakfast. Do you have a similar story? Share it with us in the comments below. Next up, OP gives an inch and her coworkers take a mile. I have the most entitled coworker. My coworkers are the most entitled people I know. They think anything that I own can be used for them. Food, wet wipes, tissues, etc. all fall under this category. Our office is set in such a way that we have a long table with no partition. My manager helps herself to my wet wipes or tissues whenever she wants. She knows I keep them because I am allergic to sanitizer and multiple hand washing results in cracked skin for me. Next is my colleague who I recently started working with. She takes away this tiny fan I own without asking and keeps it with her till I ask for it. I usually have a snack hoard because I get hungry. She helps herself to whatever she wants without ever replacing what she took. She also will ask me to order food for her from my food delivery app. She pays for it, but honestly the premium costs very little. Then there is a colleague I call Mr. Mooch. I have posted about him before. Check my account for more info about him. He feels entitled to my food app too. He has zero shame in asking me for my ID and password. Not just for my food app, but also for my Amazon Prime and Netflix. I know for a fact that when he somehow wheedles someone into giving their password, he passes it out to multiple people. If you think that's all, wait for it. The internet at my office sucks, so I use my own data. I have a good data plan and have plenty of leftover data. Now my coworkers keep begging me for my internet too. How do I put an end to it? My saying no doesn't really seem to work. Edited to add, I have read all the comments and decided to answer them here. Do you say no to them using the fan? Yes, I do, but it usually is more of, I need it now. It's just that it seems like such a small thing to say no to. That's why I let them have it. We're always fighting over AC and room temp, so sometimes it gets really hot. Do you say no to them taking food? Okay, this one is a bit tricky. We all get paid decently, so money is not an issue. My parents taught me never to be stingy with food, which means if I was given a piece of chocolate, I must share. I honestly cannot say no to anyone wanting food. When you come from a country where people die due to hunger and malnutrition, not sharing snacks seems such a stingy thing to do. We have our lunch together, often sharing food we brought from home, so this is one I am willing to let go. Why do I let them use my food app? I'm going to put an end to this. Something happened today that pissed me off. Why do I let them use my internet data? I'm going to address this as an update because, oh boy, this is a whole different can of worms. Thanks for the insight and tough talk, guys. We'll have to set strong boundaries in practice. Now let's see how the community responds. Firstly, you keep saying no when they ask to use your services. You do not need a reason or any excuse for saying no. Just say it and ignore whatever mutterings they do. You take back the fan when your coworker takes it from your area and you move it back to your space. I can't tell from this if you have a personal drawer or cabinet for your wipes and tissues. If you do, put your property in there. If you don't, put it in a personal bag, equivalent to a handbag, which most people would not go into. Or maybe buy a small packs of each that can be stuffed into a pant pocket. Mostly learn to say no and stick up for yourself. They do it because they have been getting away with it. Good luck. The OP replies, I do have a drawer, but it's communal, so it's pointless. If I put things away, they ask for it. It's like they just don't understand no when they hear it. Another person offers this. Get a work bag. Put your work supplies in it only. Keep it shut. Don't let anyone into it. Take it when you go. If anyone starts to ask, say with confidence, it's costing me too much to share. Sorry. As for app passwords, change them all. Tell whoever. I've had a password breach, so I'm not giving them out anymore. Just put your foot down. Sorry you're too nice. I think if you want it to stop, it starts with you. You have to be firm with your boundaries or else people are just going to be taking advantage of you. How are they supposed to take you seriously if you can't even take yourself seriously? Update. So after reading everything everyone said, I was ready to head to the next week to the office, all tall and confident, but life has a funny way of doing things. Let's meet my coworkers. Miss Rude. She's rude, entitled, bigoted, and racist. Mr. Mooch. As the name suggests, a mooch tries whine his way into getting OTT password, coupons, or any freebies. Miss Sleepy. Always lazy. A major suck up to the manager, sleeps at work. Manager. New to handling a whole team. Can appear clueless, but trying her best. Now, I had been at home most of this week sick with the flu. It was pretty bad and it's clearing up now. The whole time I was at home, I only had contact with my manager to keep her updated about my health. Prior to this week, we were told Miss Rude was being let go. Now, Miss Rude told us the reason she was being let go was changes in management. But the very next day, we learned that they were looking to fill her position. This week, when I came to work, turns out it was Miss Rude's last day. Instead of the 45 days she was supposed to serve, she was being asked to leave early. Obviously, we were a bit worried about our job security, so manager had one-on-one meetings with us. Here's how mine went. First, I was told to stop letting anyone use my data. Turns out Miss Rude was moonlighting while at work and using my internet to cover her tracks. Her leaving was not a change in management, more like she got caught doing things she shouldn't and was asked to leave as opposed to being terminated. Her work wasn't good enough and her attitude was another strike against her. Her hate for people, minorities, and her overall performance led to her firing. Second, I was told to stop letting others use my food app for the simple reason that when I was sick and at home, Miss Lazy called me up and asked me to order food for her. My manager was like, "What the F is wrong with you? Why do you entertain such people? Build your boundaries." Third, my manager is now getting extra stuff like tissues because she can see my supplies are depleted. She also gets home-cooked food so we all can share. She says at least we will eat healthy instead of packed snacks. Last, she said my performance was excellent, but I need to build my boundaries and hold them. Rest is good. I'm feeling really bad at the moment, the way Miss Rude used me and how she pretended to be a friendly coworker, but I guess now I know better. I think what your manager said to you is right, and as horrible as those people are, especially Miss Rude, you ended up being their downfall. So it's not just affecting you, it's affecting everybody to the point that their manager now has to get involved. Just like you said, now you know better. Good luck, OP. What do you think? Thank you for following along today on rLounge. Before you go, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you have something you want to share regarding today's content, we want to hear it. See you next time.